This Week in AMVs is brought to you by Chaotic Bad Raptor Productions. Yes, we really are just that awesome. Hi everyone, I'm Nate, your host, and thank you for joining me on another This Week in AMVs Topic Tuesday. Topic Tuesday is where I talk about a topic pertaining to the world of music video editing. Topics for Topic Tuesday can be just about anything that deals with the hobby and will be pulled from a list of topics that I've come up with, as well as those brought up to me by you, the viewers. So feel free to send your ideas in. As soon as you do, I just might bring them up on the show. So, how about we jump right on in? Today's topic is one brought up to me by a viewer who is looking for an answer to a question that we all have to battle with at some point. At least those of us who edit videos or are thinking of editing videos. And that is the topic of fun. Well, more specifically, with how much work editing actually is and how much work that goes into the act of editing a music video, how can you have fun with editing? Now, this is something that I've heard quite a lot since I started getting into the hobby. And it's not just dealing with editing either. It seems to be a common problem across the board in just about everything that anybody does. But why exactly is that? Well, I could speculate and argue until, we're all blue in the face here. But I think the main reason this comes up is because the euphoria you get from doing anything new or interesting eventually just wears off. When this happens, you start seeing the process and work that goes into it for what it actually is. Work. And oh boy, is editing a lot of work. Especially depending on what you do. The more you do, the more work it is. So, what's the point of continuing if it is so much work? If you find yourself asking this question to yourself, then perhaps it might be time to hang up the towel, or at least reevaluate your reasons for getting into the hobby in the first place. For me, I find that this mentality is often based around losing sight of what the rewards are for doing this work. Have any of you ever had to mow the lawn as a kid growing up? Or how about any other chores such as dusting or vacuuming or, doing the laundry or other things? How'd you make doing those things fun? After all, they were work, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who didn't enjoy doing it. But there was always a reward at the end for actually doing it. Some people get an allowance. Me, I basically just got a job well done from my parents. And in the end, it was this silent communication that when I asked to go somewhere with my youth group or whatnot, my parents would actually shell out the money for it. So I didn't get money specifically, but in some way I still got money because they sent me places and gave me money for it. So that's how they paid me. The same can be said for, just about any job you could hold down. Sure, it's work. I go to work every day, mostly. And in the end of the day, I know I'm getting something out of it. But what specifically is the reward for editing? It's easy to see the reward for working your job. It's money. You work, you get paid. That's what happens. But editing doesn't really bring income in, at least not as a hobby. If you do it professionally, sure. But in the fan-created music videos and stuff that we're talking about here, it's just really a hobby, so there's no monetary income coming from it. So what else is there? Awards, recognition, praise from your peers. True, all of these can be a reward for finishing a video, but even getting to those specific rewards, you have to work beyond just the specific editing and making the video. You gotta post your video out on the internet and hope that it's good enough that your peers will praise you for it. You've gotta post your video just to have people see it and recognize it. If you want to win an award at a competition, you gotta format your video and send it into that competition. And then you gotta hope that your video is good enough and better than all the rest of the videos that are submitted so that it'll actually win an award. It's a tough world out there, and there are tons of other editors all looking for the exact same thing. So again, with all of this, what is the point? For me at least, I find that the reward is something a little more abstract. Remember the first of my rewards for doing housework? A job well done. Well, yes, this came from my parents, but it didn't come in the form of them actually thanking me or even telling me I did a good job for doing it. They didn't really say anything. And that's where the reward came from. It came from them not actually bugging me about it. So in the end, when I finished mowing the lawn or any of the other chores that I had to do, I knew that I did a job well done. And that feeling is what I'd get for having completed that job, because I knew my parents weren't going to yell at me to get it done. And in the end, I knew that at some point in time, I will wind up being able to do something that I want to do, and they'll help me out for it. And I find that this same reward, this job well done type thing, is what I get for having completed a music video. You see, when I finish working on a video, I get this feeling of satisfaction, that I've successfully taken something that was in my head and brought it out into the real world, giving the idea form, giving it life. I haven't had any children yet, but I'd imagine it's a very similar feeling to the parents of a child. At least from the descriptions that I've heard from those who have had children. And that's what makes editing fun for me. Well, at least thinking about the final product while editing and that satisfying feeling I get at the end helps me take the mind off the actual mundane chore, the mundane work that goes into actually editing. In the end, though, the act of editing is still work for me, and it's often work I don't want to do all the time, or when I am doing it, I don't want to do it for very long. I usually want to complete my work very quickly. I want to, as fast as possible, get from starting my video to getting to the end of my video. And perhaps that's why I only make videos that don't require a whole lot of time working on them and working in the timeline. Of course, granted, my experience, the amount of time that I've spent editing, really helps speed up my process and my work of actually making videos, so I can tend to make certain videos quicker. But, I'm divulging here, I'm degrading, we're talking about fun, aren't we? Well, to be completely honest, I'm probably not the best person to talk to about making editing fun. I'm a fan. I am a fan of music videos. Said it before, I'll say it again. I am a fan of music videos. I find watching them to be fun. And watching videos I want to watch and the types of videos that I really want to watch, that's what I really find fun. Is sitting down and watching a video that I want to see. So for me, as a fan who originally got into editing, for the pure fact of wanting to give back to the community of editors that I've been merely watching up to that point, editing just really isn't all that fun. It's that final video that's fun for me, watching it. But like I said, it is that end result. That is what I'm specifically looking for. That video that hasn't been done before, that I want to see, and only I can make live, only I can breathe the life into it. That's what I'm looking for, that final product. And while I'm sure this may not be the answer that the viewer who brought this topic up to me is specifically looking for, at least hearing my thoughts on it and feelings on this subject could hopefully, at least I hope, help them in some certain way. And you, my other viewers who may be thinking the exact same thing, hopefully what I've said helps you in some way, or at least gives you an idea of what someone else gets, especially someone else who feels a lot of the same way you do. How editing isn't necessarily fun, it's work. And this is how I cope with it. And maybe that's a way that you could cope with it too. But for the rest of you, and any of you really, what about you? What do you think about the idea of making editing fun? How do you do it? Please, let me know. You can let me know by giving me a short Twitter. You can tweet me, real short and quick if you have something simple. You can post below in the comments section. and let me know what's going on. Or if you've got something longer, you can, of course, always send me a direct message via YouTube and let me know. Or, of course, if you happen to have recording equipment similar to me, you could always record your own video response. Or if you want, you could record your own audio response, put some basic stuff to it, throw it up, and put it up on YouTube as a video response to this video below, and then link it to me. I am very interested in what you guys have to say, because of course I only have my opinion. I'm wondering what the rest of your thoughts are on this subject. I know I'm not the only one who finds that actually editing isn't necessarily fun, and how do you guys pull yourself through? Please, let me know. And of course, with that said, we'll bring this Topic Tuesday to a close. Of course, as always, if you have any ideas for future topics, or anything else for that matter, any other comments that have to do with either the current topic at hand or anything else this week in AMVs related, please post them in the comment section below or send them my way to Twitter once again. And I hope to see you guys again next time. This is Nate, signing off.